What is up, y'all? Welcome back to my channel. So before we even get into this video, I just want to say if you hear any weird sounds in the background, it's probably Shadow playing with his toy, so please just ignore them. But anyways, this is going to be a leopard face paint. I wanted to do another animal look because I've done a couple different ones like throughout the years, or really like this last year I've done quite a bit. And I just wanted to do another leopard because I did this during like my birthday month, which is February, and I am a cheetah girl. Like, I have a cheetah tattoo, but I also love leopards. And honestly, growing up, I probably loved leopards more than I love cheetahs, but like the spot difference, I ain't know nothing about it. But anyways, I was like, let me just do a look, and I feel like I like it now. When I first did this, I was like, oh my god, like this shit ugly as hell. But I feel like the issue I had was that like the base color, like the shade I used, one, it was my concealer, but two, it was just like, I don't know, like it felt like I just didn't know how to like match my foundation color, and I feel like that was what was throwing me off. But I felt like the look was good enough to actually post because, girl, when it comes to me and a look I do not like, I will not post it. Like, there's been multiple looks that I've not posted in the last year just because like I tried to like them, but I was like, yeah, and watch how I messed up my brow. Like, I sometimes be overdrawing them when I'm doing like something like this, but this is actually a gel liner from Milk Cosmetics, but I use it as a like basically like a eyebrow like pomade type. It's not like a gel, it's really just like a pigmented brown, and I like this type of color instead of a black color because I feel like the black is just too harsh unless I'm going for one of them like emo alt days, and yeah, it makes sense. But like for a look, like a normal look for me, even though this is not a normal look, but I'm using one of the concealers from the Nessa Myers Beauty. This is the Lift and Flex concealer, and I don't always use this because I mean, like this shade is something that I would use like if I want a really bright highlight. I feel like this is a little bit lighter than what I normally go for my like concealer type when I'm like doing my regular foundation base and stuff like that. But honestly, I feel like the concealer is nice. I understand what it's made for, and I feel like I just personally love bigger like wands, if that makes sense. Like, I feel like it's good when I'm trying to like cut or like clean up my eyebrow set and stuff like that, but I usually go for a bigger one because it's a little bit easier, especially when I'm trying to cover up big areas. But it's not bad, it's really not that bad. And I love the Nessa's products. Like, she makes some really amazing products, and she like really takes the time to like formulate stuff that makes sense and like can help different, like, you know, people across age ranges and then across races and stuff and skin types. So I love that. I feel like something that I do that not a lot of people in the makeup community do, or like the OGs, I feel like some people do not set their eyeshadow base. And, you know, I tried this multiple times throughout the years, but every time I don't set my eyeshadow base, or I have a product that is too wet, like if I do like a gel, like, and try to do like a glossy, I can't even think of what the name was, a glossy look on my eyes, like I end up not liking it because like the crease area, Shadow just dropped this toy, so mind you, that's what that sound was. But I did like a glossy eye, and like I ended up not liking it because where my crease is, like you could see like that it started separating, and like there was like product missing in certain areas. So that's why I make sure I set my base, just because like I know my eyes and I know like what works at this point, especially because I've been doing my makeup for years now, and like I feel like I understand like different techniques and stuff a lot more now than I did like, you know, when I was like first starting my makeup page, my Instagram page. But yeah, that's just something like I just have to do. But this Beauty Bay palette, like I don't always go for this palette, but it is a used palette. Like, you know, I've done a couple different looks throughout the last year when I first bought it, but the Beauty Bay palettes are very, very pigmented. I don't know what's going on with like their pricing because I haven't looked at anything. Like, I bought something like probably a month or two ago, and I got that stuff like forever ago. But like, I know with these stupid ass tariffs that this man got going on, because I saw people was posting about like some of the Made by Mitchell stuff on the TikTok shop, how it's gone up like 5 times as much, and it's just like, bro, what the hell? Like, what the helly? But for real, like this shit is crazy as hell. Like, I just don't get how we're even in this situation. Like, I get it because I just know how people are, but it's like, bro, like this some fucking bullshit. Like, this is the stupidest shit that we are in, and it's like I don't think people are just really paying attention to the fact that like this presidency within itself is going to take multiple other presidents years to even try to revert back to what this state was last year. Like, I'm just being so serious, just because there are so many different dismantlings, and it's really crazy to just watch, especially like actually taking like government classes and stuff that like that in school and stuff. It's like how we say we got all these like things set in place to stop certain things from happening, but we literally are watching this shit happen and like nothing's being done. And it's like, bro, what the hell? Like, for real, what the hell? Like, it does not make sense to me. But I'm just like, I just need some peace to come, because girl, it's too much going on. Everybody frustrated, everybody angry, and honestly, like, this just makes me want to stay at home even more and just do my makeup. Like, I know I posted a TikTok about this, and I was just like, or I made a TikTok, I didn't post it yet, but like, people really be making a big deal about you not going out on the weekends. And it's like, girl, like, one, I'm a teacher. Being a teacher is very, very overstimulated. As someone who is already like overstimulated from certain things and has anxiety and stuff like that, like, being a teacher like is a lot. And like, mind you, like, I feel like I have a better grasp on like my like mental health, I feel like, or my emotional health than I did years ago. So it's like, I know how to like de-stress myself, or like regulate myself a little bit more. But it's still times when I'm just like, bro, like, I'm trying not to like literally bawl my eyes out just because I'm so overwhelmed and I'm so anxious. It's just a lot. Like, the entire world is changing around us, and it's like, teachers and like there are other like, I feel like, careers, like doctors, like artists, because you know they are like the historians in a sense. There are certain like things that I feel like should be like really focused on when this stuff like that is going on. And it's just crazy to see people just bash education. Like, yes, mind you, like, being a teacher is not easy. Like, it's not. Like, this is not necessarily a profession that I would even recommend anybody to go into, because it's a lot. It's a lot of bullshit, especially like with what's going on now. Like, we have so many problems that have been going on for years now that just have never been addressed. And that's one thing about me. Like, and this is like the heel version of Ariel, because girl, what? But it's like, I understand that shit happens, but what fucks me up is when people, like, we know that change has happened and there's been like a big drastic, like, you know, shift in something, and then like, you know, you try to act like that thing didn't happen. Like, that shit irritates the hell out of me. And it's not even just when it comes to work. Like, it makes me so mad when people want to ignore the change that has happened and just act like nothing has changed. Like, no, we need to address the fact that something has changed and something has basically created a whole different timeline in a sense. It's like, everyone's lives changed for a reason, and it's just like, let's address that. But I realize that a lot of people don't want to talk about really what's going on. And I feel like, depending on like who you're talking about, sometimes it's because like they don't want to take, you know, accountability about their actions, or like how certain things have like played out and like changed other people's lives. And you know, I'm someone like, you know, sometimes the truth, it hurts like a bitch. And I remember like having to heal and just take accountability for certain things. And it's like, sometimes admitting that you're wrong, yeah, that doesn't feel good, but it's like, sometimes you need to admit that you're wrong and actually try to figure out how you can change and be better and do better. But I don't think everybody always thinks like that, and that's something that I feel like I have to remind myself of sometimes, because like sometimes I'll be like thinking that certain things are like the standard, or like, you know, common knowledge or common sense, and sometimes this shit is not no common sense. Like, I have really realized that, like, with working with certain people, like, I'm like, oh, like, you know, something I thought was just like, you know, bare minimum, like everybody does, or everybody should do or know about. Everybody don't know about that, or everybody don't do that, and it's like kind of crazy. But yeah, let me just let y'all look at this video for a little second, then I'll come back and we'll have a little chitty chat. So let me tell you, I did 3 makeup looks yesterday. One of them is, like, the first one I did was amazing. The other 2, I don't know about that. Like, I fucked up. I feel like I was doing good, but, like, I just, like, fucked up on certain things. So we'll see if those even get the time of day, because they really might not. I hate to say it. I might just do it for the content, but I feel like I could do better. And I feel like that's something, like, when it comes to me and my makeup and stuff, like, sometimes I, like, do a look, and I'm like, I understand what I was trying to do, but, like, it just didn't pan out how I wanted to, or, like, I feel like I should have changed this and that. and like I still post the content. Sometimes I'll be like, should I just post the content and then like just not try to redo it, or should I try to redo it and just like delete that content? Like I feel like that's something that I've been like really thinking about now, is like, because I feel like for me at first it was like just go ahead and film stuff and just get it out, but sometimes it's like I feel like something isn't as good as it needs to be, and it's just like sometimes I just feel like I just need to take a second to like figure out what I want to do with this content. Like, do I want to retry this and see where it go, or do I just want to leave this be? But I just want y'all to know that there's going to be another animal face paint look coming up soon. It's actually a tiger. I did it yesterday and I absolutely love it. That was literally my favorite look I did. And I'm telling you, at the beginning of the look, I was like, because I was just like trying stuff and trying to figure out like the technique I wanted to use for like just how to do with certain parts of the face, and I was really just going for it. And at first I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but by the end of it I was so in love, and it just feels good, because I was in a rut, like a makeup rut for a second. Like every look I was doing, I feel like it wasn't hitting, or it was like mediocre, but like there were certain things that I wanted to change about it, like that I didn't necessarily like it wasn't terrible, but it's like I know I can do better. And it's like just having to like fill out that energy and just keep going. Like I literally did so many looks in the last week that like I necessarily didn't love, like I didn't necessarily love, but I felt like they were okay. And I don't know, I just want to like start doing stuff that I feel like I just truly love, and it hits different when I really like a look, because I would literally rewatch all of the content I made for that. But it's just like, I don't know, I've come so far with my makeup, and it makes me proud sometimes, because like I think about what I was doing the year before, and it's like, okay, you know, I've grown so much, and that's because I put in time and I was just doing shit just to fucking do it, you know, just to get that practice in. And it's like sometimes when you think about things that you want to do, you really honestly have to like put in time and effort without anybody telling you to do it. You just have to keep practicing, because practice doesn't necessarily make perfect, but practice gets you better. Like it makes you better 9 times out of 10. Like it will help you evolve into certain lifestyles and certain like timelines that you want to be in. So, you know, even though sometimes I do not want to do my makeup, like there have been times recently where as soon as I got off of work, like I did my makeup like when I got home, and it's like, did I want to do my makeup? No, all I want to do was just sit around and just be there. But I know that I'm trying to do certain things, and I don't like to waste any time, if that makes sense. Like I know that I have like plenty of time, and like, you know, it's coming up on a break, because girl, the end of the year is almost here for school, and I am so happy. I am so freaking happy, because I feel like this school year has just been a lot, like in school and outside of school. So I'm just like, bro, I just need a little break to just like chill the fuck out and just not be overstimulated 24/7. But that's a whole nother tangent. But like for real, I don't know, I just feel like I'm in a whole different place, and I feel like I'm in this transition period. And I know May is kind of like a transition period between seasons and stuff, like, you know, things have finally blossomed, because, you know, it's springtime, and like, you know, I feel like we're just getting in the groove of to what is this season. But I'm excited to see what comes, even though, you know, it stresses me out sometimes, but I'm excited to see it. So when it comes to makeup looks, I think the next one I want to do is the chameleon. I've been like thinking about it for a little while. I'm just trying to figure out how am I going to do like the look, if that makes sense. Like I want to do like the texture, the scales and stuff, but I also want to just do like a multi-chrome or like iridescent shift moment. So I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do that. And then I might do like a fox. I've been thinking about a giraffe, because, you know, I feel like a giraffe like makes a lot of sense. It's pretty typical, but I really want to do some fun stuff. So, you know, if y'all have any suggestions, please let me know. If there is one that like I said and you really would like me to do that one first, also let me know, because I'm gonna be in the lab like making content like for the next couple weeks, and I just want to go ahead and get as much done as possible. Like I don't try to like force myself to do looks, but it's like if I have time to do it, it's like I try to get as many looks done as possible, because like during the week I do not want to be doing my makeup. Like doing my makeup for work, I'll be like, yeah, y'all just gonna have to see me how I am. Like I'm sorry, but like I ain't got the energy in me. Like it's either sleep or makeup, and fuck that shit. I'm finna lay my ass up in the bed, you feel me? So to do these, I basically used color fix from Nancy Beauty, and I just made random spots. And I wanted to like do it all over my face, but like I feel like this made the most sense, because I feel like the spots in some places wouldn't make sense. So I tried to like make it look like it was like following some of the contours of my face. And then I went ahead and I put some rhinestones in my eyebrow slit, because you know it's just a vibe. It's just a vibe. And I'm using the Mora like liquid pigment, and I'm just using this to outline everything, because I feel like that would be easier. And I actually wanted to use this product because I had like found it like in my kit again, and I was like, I like these. And I didn't want to do like the color fix because I am basically out of like blackout. That's like the black matte color fix. I literally have none, and I haven't had any for a little second. And I have like one black one that's like a foil, but it's like shifts kind of like goldish, like bronze. And like I tried to use it for some looks recently, and I absolutely hated it. So I had to get like my other like color fix. It's like a cream, so it doesn't dry matte all the way like how blackout would, but it's called Obsidian, and that one I've been using to just kind of like do certain things. But I also just know that I need to like re-up on blackout if they haven't in stock, and I probably need to restock on a Lift, which is the white one. And I have a couple different shades in my collection that like I definitely need to restock on at some point. So I'm just gonna probably wait for like the end of the summer or whatever to do a big like restock from the Nasty Beauty, because there's some other products that I do need to like go ahead and get, like the Universal Balm Powder. I want to try I forgot what it's like, glowy, but like not too glowy, but it's basically the Universal like blurring balm powder, but just a different type of like formula. And I've been really interested because they released it like months ago, and I just haven't had a chance to get my hands on it, so I'll probably get that. I would love if the Love is Love palette like came back out, and like, or even if I could just buy like that pink highlighter in there, like I would love to just buy that highlighter because it just eats, and I need it back in my life. I would probably do that. And then I probably need to get another Yummy Skin water powder serum, because I have like maybe a fourth of it left. I recently used it, and like I have enough to do a couple different looks, but I know that I'm going to have to restock on it at some point. So I might as well, like whenever I do like hauls from different brands and stuff, the reason why sometimes it's like a big haul is because I'm like, this is like the only time I'm buying from this brand for like months. So it's like, you know, I might as well get everything I need and call it a day, because if I can like, you know, not pay for shipping like 24/7, like I would love to just do it one go around and just call it a day. But yeah, I'm just trying to fix the lip, and then I'm drawing back on my moles. Tell me why one of my students thought I had black paint on my face, and I was like, it's my moles. And they were just like, you have moles? And I was just like, silence, just pure silence. Okay, so at this point, we're basically done with this look. I added some of my favorite lashes. These are the Feline Vibe lashes from I Envy, and I just love how they look. And whenever I do like a cat-inspired look or like an animal-inspired look, 9 times out of 10, I have these lashes on just because I feel like they eat. And I need to like restock on some. I just haven't been in Beauty Plus store in forever. So whenever I go, I will definitely get those. And then I wanted to add some like bottom lashes, and I don't always do bottom lashes. I like how bottom lashes look, but like they're so hard for me to put on sometimes. And sometimes I just don't even want to have to deal with it, so I'm just like, forget it. But yeah, I'm putting on those little individual ones. I only put like 1 or 2 down there, and I put like some lash glue in that area. Then I also like put lash glue on the individual lashes, just to try to make it as like, you know, strong as possible, because like sometimes I'll be struggling. I mean, when I do my lashes in general, I'll be struggling, but I put my top lashes on. Then we're going in with that final seal from Made by Mitchell, because I need my shit like sealed for real, even though I'm not gonna have this on forever. Then we're taking a little Made by Mitchell gloss, and then the black like gloss from the Nasty Beauty in the color fix. And this is the end of the look. I hope y'all enjoyed this video, and check out my Instagram for pictures and my TikTok, and I will talk to y'all later. Bye.